Yep.
Welcome to 520 Sports Talk. I am Sean. That's Bill. Behind the magic curtain is Andy Taylor. Thank you so much for joining us. Episode 48 of 520 Sports Talk. We are here with the Empire Ravens football team. Very happy to have everyone here joining us. Bill actually covered one of their practices at 4 days, I don't know.
It seems like it.
And
this is also the second time Empire's been on the show. We had girls softball state champions here back in May.
So it's wonderful to have everyone here. We're going to get to the interview in just a moment, but for right now, what we're going to do, we're going to jump into our sponsors. For without them, we wouldn't be able to do all the wonderful stuff that we do and cover all the sports that we do. As you may notice, we are here at Stray Dogs, a little darker than usual because it's getting dark out a little bit earlier. So I hope that the lighting, the eclipse. I have an eclipse hangover.
That's
I know, right? Mostly because I can't see anything because I stared straight into the sun, just like our president. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I saw that actually.
Yeah, it's like, here, I'm going to do... Oh, my God. Apparently, if you stare into the eclipse, it's like a sunburn. You won't feel it right away. But 6 or 7 hours later, you're going to start itching your eyes and stuff like that. But then the peel is the worst part.
That's right.
Nothing like an eye peel.
And you can't put aloe vera on it.
Yeah, right. Not that you'd want to.
That's right.
That sounds terrible. But anyways, Stray Dogs, we're at the corner of Stone and River. They have a special tonight, $5.20 chili dogs. So come on down between 7 and 8 o'clock. Enjoy some cheap, really good food. I had the mac and cheese as I normally do. It's always a... Did you have the chili dog or the Sonoran dog?
I had the Sonoran dog.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Very, very good. Our next sponsor, we want to say thank you to Brittany Palma of the A to B team, First Heritage Realty. She has a great promotion. So if you're watching this right now, please take note if you want to sell your house right now. With every in-home free listing presentation, Brittany Palma will give $25 towards any school or charity of your choice. So that's Brittany Palma, Move the Healthy Way, and her number is 520-270-7958. And you see her picture on the screen. So if you want $25 to go to your favorite charity and you're thinking about selling your home, Brittany Palma.
She was also a guest on the show.
Yes, and 520 The Body episode. You guys want to watch that later. You'll thank me later.
Yeah, you'll thank us later.
I don't know. I think it's somewhere in the episodes
Women
of the
fitness
30s.
competition.
But just trust us. It's worth the watch. Also brought to you by Zona 78 on the east side. Fantastic wood-fired pizza. Zona 78, closer to your guys' neck of the woods over there on the east side. So when we're not here and when we're not at Bianchi's, which is our next sponsor, we're at Zona 78. Our next sponsor, Bianchi's, at Thornydale and Tangerine. Italian food. So good. So good. I had the fettuccine Alfredo when I was there with chicken, and it's just like... if you have any O-linemen here that need to bulk up, I'm just going to say, send them over there for 3 servings of the fettuccine Alfredo. And then to round out our restaurant sponsors, we have Michas on 4th Avenue. They are our first sponsor. Amazing Mexican food.
Ate there today.
Bill's there like three times a week.
Every Tuesday.
But Michas fine Mexican food. Also, Snap, when you want to work off all that food that you just had at all of our sponsors, go to Snap Fitness at River and La Cañada. Talk to John Marshall at Snap Fitness. He'll whoop you into shape. If you're not a football player like them with...
the hard way.
Yeah, with Coach whooping you into shape here. John Marshall over at Snap Fitness. I'm just trying to see if any of our sponsors are texting me right now. TucsonAlist.com if you're looking for a quality service provider. TucsonAlist.com. Oasis Air Conditioning and Heating. It's still super hot out. I'm kind of tired of it, if we're going to be honest.
I'm very tired of it.
So make sure that your AC and your heating is all tuned up. Talk to David Murrieta at Oasis Air Conditioning and Heating. And I feel like I'm forgetting someone else because I am, and it's Chris Lawler, loansbylawler.com. He's now the vice president. He's not in Phoenix with the president right now, but he's just the vice president of Nova Home Loans. Yeah. But if you are looking to refinance or purchase a home, loansbylawler.com, or you can reach him at 520-260-4846. He doesn't sleep. No joke. If you need a loan qualification at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know you kids do. I know you do. Chris Lawler, loansbylawler.com.
He will not help you with your homework, though.
Yeah, he may. He's that kind of guy.
That's right.
All right, Bill, why don't you introduce the guest here?
Okay, we are really happy to have you guys here. Like I said, this is the second time that Empire High School has been featured on our show. We love the Vail School, so we have Coach Jeffries here. He is the head coach of Empire football. We're going to have 8 outstanding young athletes also on the show tonight. And so if you have questions, comments, anything that you want to ask the players or the coaches, send them in on the Facebook comment page or the Facebook comment line. Also emojis. You want to send us a thumbs up, a heart, a happy face. No sad faces, no mad faces.
No, mad faces are fine because these guys are mean. They're ready to kick some Coolidge butt.
That's right.
That's what we're hoping.
So we want the audience, not only here but also watching at home, to participate in the show. That's what we're all about here. Is just we run out of questions, so we kind of count on you guys
we will never run out of questions.
That's right.
I don't know how to shut my mouth pretty much ever. The thing I want to let you know, though, it is an interactive show, so please send things across. I don't know who has a grandparent maybe named or that goes by Nani. Is anyone Nani? But Nani's watching.
Oh, David.
Nani's watching.
Nani's watching,
Just
brother.
saying.
All right.
I'm just letting you know.
That's right.
I mean, game face on. Nani's watching.
All right. Nice to see a lot of people that are tuning in. So, Coach, let's get started. I talked to you a couple weeks ago. You had just started your two-a-days. How did it work out? What did you learn from the end of last season to the end of the two-a-day sessions?
I learned that my football team, the players, they came together. It's been a long road, actually becoming a family. The team chemistry is outstanding. The standards and the expectations that I've set for them, they have met, and they know the consequences if they don't, which in turn, the old philosophy, they're going to hate somebody, they might as well hate me, which will bring them closer together. But hopefully they don't hate me. But
is there running involved in this?
Oh, there's always a little bit of running.
I remember.
They watched Last Chance U. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do they know?
But my team is.
When I talked to you at the school, you guys are kind of thin on the seniors, but you have a lot of juniors from the sophomore class last year, graduating and moving up. Talk to me about how you're instilling in your juniors with not a lot of seniors on this team. How you're instilling in the juniors that leadership role that they can pass down to some of the younger players or some of the players that maybe aren't starting right now.
It's a great question. It's a tough question. I think that I'm the believer that leaders are born and not made, and I'm very lucky. My juniors, I have quite a few leaders, and I have a great senior class that are academically smart, one, which is the most important thing, and two, I think the seniors are the ones that are going to bring the juniors along as far as the leadership, and also the juniors, they want something bad, and I think that them. We don't really have an individual leader. I think we have a group of leaders that lead each other, and that's a great thing to see. I don't need to have just one guy getting in somebody's ear. I have multiple guys getting in each other's ear, and they're not just chewing each other's behind. They're actually teaching them. This is the Empire way. This is the way Coach Jeffries does things. This is the way you do things here at Empire, and that's helped a lot, especially because we practice with the JV. It's one whole practice. I don't have a varsity staff and a JV staff. I have one staff.
So Coach, I have a question to follow up because, when you go into a season coming in with juniors and everything, I was looking over a lot of the stats from last season coming into this season. I've never been a fan of preseason rankings. It doesn't make any sense to me in college and high school. I don't really care for it. What are your thoughts when you see a preseason ranking of 17? And what does that tell you about your team that something they see that you may agree or disagree with?
One, that's fine. It's really I think And the PowerPoints will play itself out, and we have a really tough game. We go play the number 1 team in 3A. We play Castile up there next week. So that's really going to give us a test. Castile is an outstanding team. They got a great quarterback. But I'll take my hard-nosed 3A Vail kids, and we'll play anybody, anywhere. I don't care if it's in a parking lot, and that's their mentality, and they're getting a lot of that from me. So,
we discussed, the Vail area, especially Empire in particular, having a lot of military families in the for making up the student body. Coming from a military family myself, and watching Army football, watching Navy football, watching Air Force football, very, very disciplined. It starts at home, obviously. I know my dad would kick my tail if I did something wrong and take me over to my grandpa's house, and he'd kick my tail too.
Right.
So that's just how it is. But, when you're brought up in the military, in a military way of life, discipline is first and foremost. So I would think that would really go hand in hand with, what you're trying to teach the kids.
It does. You have to stay disciplined. You have to be disciplined in what you do. And some of my smarter kids, when you talk to Mags over here, his father's on my coaching staff. He's retired military, and Mags has that same discipline. And being a senior on that offensive line, that has really helped a lot. And the other thing the military doesn't get a lot of credit for, I think, is we're very good at, as parents, because I'm a military retired, 24 years Air Force myself, we teach. And that's part of the job. And I think these kids are great teachers, as well as being disciplined in what they do. And it's a blessing, and it's a nice mix that we have of non-military kids and military kids.
Max, if you want to go ahead and pick up the microphone here, because I have some stats here in front of me. So you're a senior. Mm-hmm. It says you're 5'11", 190.
Yeah, that's about right.
True?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was one of those basketball things where it's like 5'11".
Maybe inflated.
So, coming out of last season, you were injured last year in the game against Amphi.
Mm-hmm.
So, was that something? I mean, concussions are a big issue in football now. What led to that, and what did you learn from an injury like that?
The greatest thing that I learned from that was how much I miss the sport when I'm not playing it.
There you go.
I think one of the worst things was when I got my concussion, I was taken out by a teammate of mine. We both went to block the same person, and then we kind of all got jumbled up, and then I got hit in the side of the head and got my concussion. And it was just so rough, sitting on the sideline for practice, sitting on the sideline for games, and just not being able to do what I love to do.
Right.
That's hard especially when you're a starter.
Yeah, it's really hard.
So as a senior, what are you looking forward to? What's the one thing that you hope to accomplish this season as a senior?
This year, there's so much that I could say. I really I think a good togetherness with them.
What are your plans for after the season?
After the season, I don't know. I plan on continuing sports in high school with going on to track. I don't know.
It's kind of weighing your
Any
options.
plans
Yeah,
for football after in college?
I'm still mulling it over, I think.
And it's kind of tough though, especially after a serious injury like a concussion. You kind of have to think about your future long term, and and so that's kind of something you have to weigh. I get that. So you're an offensive lineman, defensive end.
Yes.
So stacking up against all the offensive linemen, how do you physically rank? Are you one of the bigger ones? Or are you one of the smaller ones?
I would say. And I mean, I'm the.
Run with that wing T offense, and obviously you guys are just going to shove it down people's throats, averaging 300 yards a game last year. A lot of it, I was talking to Sean before the show and stuff, and kind of cluing him in on that offense. A lot of it is double teams, a lot of it is trap blocking, a lot of it is just you make a lane for your running backs and stuff, just because of the fact that you're small on your end for your size, your other side of the line is huge. But obviously you're not going to run to one side the whole game because, that's just kind of counterproductive. So tell us a little bit about the blocking schemes that you use in the wing T.
Well, I really doing my pull.
Especially when they're not looking.
Yes.
Brad Smith's is going to cover your game on Friday, and I'm going to clue him in on some of the things that we spoke about. But I would love to be there the first time they stack the box and you throw it right. You guys throw it right over the top, and you're probably gonna, you're gonna run a long ways. Because
well, you kind of give what the defense gives you. You take what the defense gives you. So if they're going to stack the box and they're going to put 7 or 8 in the box, you're going to have some open coverage, and that's great. But that's going to open up your run game for later, because then they're going to know that they can't run the same thing every time. They can't predict what you guys are going to do.
Right.
So if you want to pass the microphone, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, and that blue camera's right there. You want to introduce yourself, your position on the field, how long you've been with the team?
I'm David Brown, and I'm a outside linebacker and a tight end, and I've been on varsity for 2 years now.
All right.
Outside linebacker and tight end.
Tight end, yeah. A lot of these kids play both ways.
I was going to say, I expected someone at least 6'6" to be a tight end.
He's got good hands.
Technique and leverage.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Because that's the latest thing right now. It's like, oh, you're over 6'5", you're a tight end. I don't care how big you are. You're 600 pounds, you're a tight end.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which position do you like playing better, if you had a choice?
Outside linebacker, because I'm more comfortable in the spot because I've been playing it for a little longer.
So you just like to go out in the flat
to hit people.
and just bury the back coming out of the flat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I can appreciate that. Tell us a little bit about the defense when you are on defense. I know we focus a lot of it when I did my interview with you guys on your offense, but tell us about the 3-4, your 4-3, your defense, what you're trying to accomplish, what your goals are defensively this year.
We run a 4-3 defense, and everyone on our defense are hard hitters, and we all like to make the big hit, but we're not like selfish players. We help each other out, and I know our outside linebackers are really good at the blitz, and I know our inside linebacker will eat up anything they run up the gut.
So you do blitz a lot from the outside?
We blitz occasionally from the outside, yeah. And then I know our corners can shut down anything they throw to them.
The nice thing coming from the outside is a lot of times you have a clean look.
So I want to pass the mic over to your coach for just a moment now, and just make sure we're working on. I know that there's some audio things. We looks like we've could change. No. I would say we've corrected that. Let me finish, Andy, please. Just keep going. Okay. Coolidge has a new head coach.
Yes, sir.
So what do you know about this head coach's style, and do they, if they're going to be running a 3-4, 4-3, or the 5-2 like you've been showing, or
This one. He likes to run a heavy pistol set. He likes to run the football. He has a good passing game as well. The quarterback's accurate from what I've seen on tape. And then defensively, he kept the defensive coordinator. So I am banking on, from what I've seen during their scrimmage tape and knowing their defensive coach, they stay in the same 5-2, 3-4 defense, which is a 5-2. They like to walk the safeties up and leave zero coverage behind. So whether they do that or not, I don't know. They've seen scrimmage tape on us, so they know what we like to do as well. But from what I saw in the scrimmage, Coolidge is very well coached, very disciplined. They don't make a lot of mistakes, and they're going to definitely be a challenge this week, and my guys know that. We don't take anybody lightly. Coolidge just beat River Valley 7-6. River Valley was a state champion 2 years ago in 3A, so that alone says a lot. And Coolidge last year, River Valley put it on them good, and Coolidge came back this year and beat them. So that says a lot about Coolidge, their new head coach, and that mentality they have there.
All right, Coach. When you say they're going to walk that strong safety up for run support and stuff, my first thought is you send a guy in a fly pattern just to clear it out, and then that'll kind of soften them up in the middle. When you guys, when you know that they're going to look, like you were saying, you could run every play. You know these teams are going to come and stack the box, and so is it just power on power, or are you going to try to throw a couple wrinkles in, or not to give away anything or anything like that? But
well, I'm not going to give anything away, but we're prepared for them walking it up and playing press across the board. And we do have some stuff put in there. During the scrimmage, I showed a couple things that I normally don't show so that they can see it, and hopefully it should make them prepare for it because I'm going to run it. And I'm a stubborn head coach. I believe my guys can run the ball. It doesn't matter if we got 9 guys, 10 guys in the box, and we have in the past. I'm that stubborn. But the luxury that I have this year that I haven't had in the past is I've got a junior quarterback who's coming back. He's my second-year starter. I have a senior wide receiver who is very good. He should be playing college football somewhere next year. I have a stout offensive line, and skill-wise, I got some really talented kids. You'll get to meet a couple of them here later on. So my stubbornness is starting to give way to, we do got to spread it out a little bit when they walk that safety up.
Right.
And we're prepared for it. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do,
right,
but we are ready for it, and we have some automatic calls.
All right, so we're going to talk to this young man right here, and then we'll go ahead and switch it out here. And
we by the way, we blacked this show out in Coolidge. So.
Yeah,
they don't need anything.
That's right.
I'm Ryan. I play defensive end and offensive tackle. This is going to be my 3rd year on varsity.
Ryan, if you want to just grab both microphones, we'll just see if they both work. You can just get it in stereo. No, I'm just messing around with you. So here, if you want to go ahead. You've got a whole bio on Ryan right there.
Ryan,
you did a lot of show prep.
Ryan and I spent a lot of time together. Okay. I remember talking to you about, because you play both ways as most of your teammates do. You like the D side better and stuff. Talk to me a little bit about your defensive play.
For defense, I'm a defensive end. I like to contain the outside a lot. And for Coolidge, I'm going to have to contain them because I like to run veer a lot.
Do they? Okay.
So
Okay, so you're going to have to talk to your outside linebacker too, because
Yeah.
you guys are going to have to team up because
Yeah.
they're going to double on you. You
definitely
know that.
have to communicate on that one.
How is your? I don't know. Coach said at the beginning of the show that through the 2-a-days and through the off season and the weight room and stuff, you guys have really bonded as a team. We all know how important that is. I mean, coming from me, ex-football player, coach, current football player. What was the turning point? I know you guys, had a rough start last year. You went 0-4, went 4-2 down the stretch. Obviously, you want to go 4-2 down the stretch as opposed to 0-4 and flip-flop the season. So, tell me a little bit of the carryover from last season to what the expectations are this year.
Well, I think it was just like a lot of the players last year. We played last year at starting, and this year it's the same starting group, and we just kind of bonded. Last year we're strong, and this year we're even stronger.
There you go.
There you go.
What's your most memorable event from any of your bus rides as a Raven football player?
We throw these in every now and then.
Don't say I told you guys to shut up on the bus.
The coach always tells the kids to shut up on the bus. Yeah.
I don't really have that memorable kind of thing because I always put my music in and I always just close my eyes, take a nap on the bus.
Oh man.
That's your way of getting in the
Yep.
zone. All right. So Sean's got a question that we ask all the teams, and
Okay.
and then we're going to give you a chance to do some shout outs
Yes.
to
And then,
whoever you have.
And then,
in
coach,
state,
if you
out of
want
state.
to, coach, if you want to get the next group ready, because we got 3 minutes with this group, and then, all right. So the question that we normally go with, and I'm going to ask 2 questions. So just pass the microphone down. You'll each get to answer the same 2 questions. Favorite gas station food and drink.
And you are in the shadow of QT.
Right. So favorite gas station food and drink, and what is your go-to pregame meal?
Well, I eat everything, so anything
Spoken like a
that
true
you give
lineman.
me is what I'll eat. QT, I like the simple hot dog and a Gatorade.
There you go.
What
No one's
flavor?
gone hot dog yet. That's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I like grape.
You like the
Grape's a
grape
good flavor.
Gatorade? All right.
For pregame meal, I like Chipotle. Chipotle's,
It'll fill you up.
yeah.
Get you going.
It'll get you going. You'll be rocket propelled
That's
after
right.
that in more than
Right.
one way. So, yes.
I'd have to say my go-to snack at a gas station would have to be the honey barbecue turbo Fritos.
Oh, there you
Wow,
go.
that's a first.
See, this is we're getting some gems from Empire football here.
Yeah, I just every time I see them, I have to get
You
them.
have to get them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
what
my
about the drink?
My drink would have to be some type of lemonade. Like that's my
Lemonade, okay.
go-to drink. I love lemonade.
All right, pregame meal.
My pregame meal would definitely be Subway.
Subway. All right. Max.
To be honest, I've not really had a hot food from a gas station before,
Doesn't
or a
have to be
corner
hot
store.
food.
Yeah,
It could be.
I guess on
chips.
trip. Some good. That's important. Super important. Yes.
I know, right?
I
Yeah.
just need some inspiration.
Yeah. We've been waiting 4 shows to hear somebody
Really?
say Jack Links or
Oh
beef
man,
jerky.
I don't know why. I don't know why nobody has said that. Beef jerky is the,
I don't know why
is the
I
best.
don't understand why no one's typed in the hot squatch.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
And then
drink?
for drink, lemonade for
Lemonade,
sure.
all right.
Lemonade is good stuff. Lemonade or water. Gotta stay healthy.
Gotcha. And pregame meal.
Pre-game meal. So that when they're hungry, yeah, sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Especially.
Seconds to say hi to whoever you want to, watching here or at home, and then we're gonna bring in the next group.
All right, I'll give a shout out to my family in New York and Minnesota, and my beautiful girlfriend over here. That's helping.
our.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful. All right.
And he can still put a hit on you, too.
Right.
I'd have to give a shout out to my nanny and all my grandparents who helped to get me out here tonight, and then my mom, dad, and my brothers, especially my youngest who just turned 5 yesterday.
Nice. All right.
I had to get a shout out to my family and my girlfriend, and my family up in Minnesota. That's it.
I think that all the thinking of the girlfriends is going to make you run more in practice. It's the sentiment I'm getting from Coach right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the
sorry.
coach with the umbrella and the iced tea, and it says, "Run till I get tired."
Right? All right,
That's the kind
guys.
of coach I had.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. So we're going to send in the next group. So, Coach, if you have them ready to come on down. And
Thank you, fellas. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys very
Good
much.
luck on
Appreciate it.
Friday.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will
Nice to
be
meet
there
you.
covering you.
Thank you.
We have a mid-show adjustment. While we're doing that, we're going to go over our sponsors one more time here. We want to say thank you very much to Brittany Palma, the A to B team, First Heritage Realty. She is doing a very special. When you get your free in-home listing presentation, she will donate $25 to any school or charity of your choice. That's Brittany Palma with the A to B team with First Heritage Realty. 520-270-7958. Move the healthy way with Brittany Palma. Chris Lawler with Nova Home Loans, loansbylawler.com. If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, loansbylawler.com. Also, Micha's Mexican Restaurant on 4th Avenue. Fine Mexican food at Micha's. We're also here live at Stray Dogs, River and Stone. Fantastic food here at Stray Dogs. They have these amazing milkshakes, which I see at all the tables around me right now, and they have the 17-inch donut, which is just going
You
crazy.
got milkshakes going crazy over
Yeah,
here.
there's 2 milkshakes at this table, 1 over at that table. Also, Oasis Air Conditioning and Heating. If you're looking to service your air conditioning, get a new air conditioning, getting your furnace replaced, talk to David Murrieta, Oasis Air Conditioning and Heating. TucsonAlist.com. You're looking for a quality service provider, TucsonAlist.com. Also, we have Snap Fitness. River and La Cañada. Speak with John Marshall at Snap Fitness. He'll whip you back into shape after eating all the fine eateries here. Also, we have Zona 78 out on the east side, and amazing pizza. And one of our newest sponsors that we can't think of is Bianchi's Italian Kitchen over at Thornydale and Tangerine. Their food is so good. We had Ironwood Ridge football, who just won in an amazing game this last week on Friday against Marana. It was just back and forth the whole time. Marana had it it looked like pretty well in hand most of the first half until Ironwood Ridge came back. They were only down 1 point at the half, ended up winning 42-35 on a last-second touchdown run. Marana could do nothing to stop the run of Ironwood Ridge, and it was just an amazing game. So
Classic game for week 1. You don't get those kind of matchups normally the first week.
Yes.
Apparently, I'll go over the Pueblo Rincon game a little bit later.
Definitely, and also a shout out to Rudy and Alex sitting behind the head coach. So we always want to acknowledge if you're going to contribute to the show by recognizing it through comments on there and emojis. We're going to thank you for taking the time. I'm just trying to think of if I missed any of our sponsors here. Andy Taylor Media. Andy Taylor has been with us almost 1 full year, has been with us since episode 1. We couldn't do it without him, so thank you very much to Andy Taylor of AndyTaylorMedia.com.
Okay, we are ready for group number 2.
Yes, the second group. So if you want to all talk at one time. No, I'm kidding. If you want to go ahead, we'll just start over here to my left. If you want to grab the microphone here, and I'm sure Bill gave you the microphone tutorial. So if you want to introduce yourself, a position on the field, and your favorite pizza topping. Let's just throw it out there. Let's just get crazy with it, you know?
My name is Alex Verdugo. I'm the quarterback at Empire High School, and pepperoni.
Can't go wrong.
I am Isaiah Sierra, and I go to Empire High School, and I play fullback and middle linebacker.
My name...
And sausage.
he's like an I eat quarterbacks for lunch.
My name's Wyatt Jeffries. I go to Empire as well, and I play running back and strong safety.
And favorite pizza topping? Why are we
bacon,
forgetting this?
bacon,
What's going on
bacon.
Here? All right. Right, yeah. I mean, we're working hard at these things. You know, I stay up nights thinking about these questions to ask, you know?
He and Chris Lawler talk all night.
Yeah, see what happens is I pre-qualify for my loan, then I'm like, so Chris, what should I ask him? He's like, I don't know, pizza toppings? Yeah, definitely.
So, Alex, you and I had a pretty good conversation a couple weeks back. I really appreciate what you've done with your career so far at Empire. You and I spoke about the coaching, the speed coaching that you took over the summer and the off season. Tell some of the viewers about the things you went over, the things you wanted to improve by doing this, and the obviously what came out of the sessions.
So as the season ended last year, me and Coach Jeffries had a talk, and we made a deal with each other. And I took that deal to heart. I wanted to come back better than last year. And so my dad right here actually, he did a bunch of stuff for the kids on the off season, and we worked out every Saturday, and we just wanted to get better. And we felt like we had a chip on our shoulders, so we just went down to 600-yard lunges, speed training.
Jeez.
Yeah, we worked hard for it. So
yeah, it's no joke. 0-4, you start out. Your fourth game, you're the last of the losses before you started to turn around. Catfoot, real salty game, back and forth, smack talking, maybe some dirty play. Tell me a little bit about what you thought during the game, what you thought after the game. Obviously, that was the beginning of the end of the losing streak.
Well, going into that game, me personally, I was nervous because they're a big high school known for having a good team, and we put up some points against them. We gave them a good game, and at that moment, I realized, well, we can hang. Let's just ride the wave.
And the following week, the floodgates opened.
Oh yeah,
you
definitely.
took Sarita behind the woodshed and kicked their ass.
Yeah, definitely.
For those of you who didn't know, we are not regulated in any way, shape, or form, and we can say those words without any repercussions whatsoever.
Thank you, Facebook.
So, with Coach's approval, you guys say what you need to say. So, talk about the quarterback matchup last season, Rhett Rodriguez against yourself. Was that something that was highlighted beforehand? I know that you were two of the bigger names in the conference. So,
going into that game, well, Coach Jeffries always talks to me before the game saying, you just keep your composure, lead the team, do what you need to do. And it was intimidating at first knowing that the success he has had at that school. He's a great player, and I just went out and did what I know I could do and just stayed calm, took my coach's advice, and that was that. So.
And then a follow-up question, are you a New York Giants fan?
I am a New York Giants fan.
I saw the lanyard. I had to ask. So
he's a Patriots fan.
Well, the thing is that that's like it's like my team's kryptonite is the New York Giants.
That's right.
It's right. Yeah, I've been a Patriots fan since I think it was 9 years old when they played in the Super Bowl against the Bears, '85 Super Bowl.
He was a Patriots fan in the womb.
Yeah, from the womb to the tomb. Is
That's
that what
right.
they say? Yes.
So, Alex, tell us a little bit about your role as the quarterback. Second year starting, you're running this wing offense. Obviously, you're going to run the ball as much as it's just pitch it and hand it off. So tell us about what your goals are, not only against Coolidge, but against the other 3A teams.
Well, my goal definitely is the first and foremost to get a win, and I guess that's why I did all that work on the offseason, so I can have a bigger impact on the team, running the ball and, also throwing the ball. So hoping I can, as a team, we pull through and win, but also for myself, that I can do as much as I can to pick up that first down or, when nothing's there, make something out of nothing.
Now, are you eager if you see them stacking the box and like Coach says, that strong safety starts walking up the line? Are you just eager to you go back and just zing one over the middle of your tight end and it's off to the races? Or
most definitely, yeah, and hopefully something that that we've been working for and looking forward to if they do that.
Well, you're going to be becoming well acquainted with Mr. Brad Smith down there because he'll probably do a post-game interview with you.
All right, so Wyatt, I want to ask you a couple questions here.
Yes, sir.
This game coming up is kind of a revenge game for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yes,
So
sir.
tell everyone why.
And the second quarter.
There we go.
Yeah.
Grab it a little bit higher there. They're perfect.
It's really like a revenge game for me, and I have a lot.
Nice is that I don't think I've ever heard of a dislocated shoulder and coming back to action within a couple weeks. I dislocated my shoulder. I was in a sling for like 6 months.
Well, when you got Coach Jeffries, he just probably pops it in on the sidelines and tells you to go back in.
Mine was also torn rotator cuff and separated shoulder and
I would
dislocated.
love to play for this guy.
I played hockey growing up, and I'd be afraid of a coach like that because we skated enough and sprinted enough as it was, and just I can only imagine it would just be that much more intense.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So when I spoke to you at school in the locker room, obviously the coolest game is your revenge game. I asked each player that I interviewed what they thought they would go during the season, what their record would be.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Verdugo says they're going to run the table and go 10-0. You said 8-2.
Yes, sir.
So tell us about the 2.
I think.
That's my alma
Yes,
mater.
sir.
Now, do you get them at home or away?
At home this
You
year.
get them at home. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
well, that would be different. So I happen to live right
Both
next to
teams
Twister
at
Bridge.
home.
I was going to say, I just jump over the fence and I can catch you guys.
Literally, he lives right next door to Bridge.
I mean, I wouldn't jump the fence. I would probably ask nicely if I could come in and watch the game or anything like that.
I think he's got a key to the back lot.
I may. Well, we did cover the basketball team last season,
That's
so they just
right.
gave me a key. So if I need to go into the gym and shoot some hoops, I could.
Exactly. So with Push Ridge and Sabino, according to Max Preps,
Yes, sir.
as the odds-on favorite to win the 3A South, you play them both.
Yes, sir.
So does that give you a little bit more motivation seeing that in print? It's like, oh, well, Max Preps thinks you guys are gonna, run the table or, be crowned champions and stuff.
Yeah,
We're
definitely
gonna see
like
a little Empire
Yes,
Raven
sir.
love.
Yes, sir. Definitely, like Alex said, just this year.
All right, I'm gonna strong silent type. I know you got something to say though.
He's a hitter, though.
What do you think the difference is between the chemistry on the team this season and last season?
I would most definitely say brotherhood. Brotherhood's a big factor. We're not the same team as last year. We're more just connected with each other. Between us three and the whole entire team, we don't really have one set captain. Like the 5 captains we line up isn't just the captains. The whole entire team's a captain. We learn from each other no matter what.
Is there a more vocal leader? I mean, there's strong silent leaders. Like you can tell if someone's pissed off. And you look at someone as someone that you respect. You know that you gotta turn it up a little bit. Is there a vocal leader in the locker room who's really loud, like a Jameis Winston, who's sit there and just talk, but who knows how to motivate someone?
I mean, sometimes all of us, but sometimes I'll even stand up and, okay, hey, coach, this and that. Because when we're getting yelled at in the locker room and you ask anybody got questions, nobody wants to say questions because it's coach.
Right.
So, somebody has to raise their hand like, okay, coach, this is what everybody's talking about, and this is what you need to know, and this is what we think needs to go down.
Coach, is that true, Coach? I mean, you got a little bit more of a vocal bunch that's not afraid to I don't want to say call you out. That's not really what I'm saying. But like, if they're noticing something, are they comfortable bringing it to you?
I think more so than.
There we go.
I think so. That was longer.
There we go.
This is Facebook Live. I don't know. It's really hard to say. I'm not going to get into my personal last 2 years because it's been taking a toll on me. I'm still the same fiery guy, but I'm way more. Believe it or not, I'm a lot more mellow than I used to be. But I think we've built a relationship that they know they can come to me, and I'm going to listen. I think teams I've had in the past thought that if they said something to me that I was going to automatically shoot it down or I wasn't going to listen, because that's the type of attitude I kind of projected. This is mine and this is the way we're going to do things. Now, they all know that this is my system, this is the way we do stuff, they know my expectations, but if they do have a problem or they want to, hey coach, can we do this? We've had, and I'll give you an example. Hell's Bells is my tune. I love Hell's Bells.
Nothing wrong with it.
I love coming out to Hell's Bells. When I hear that, I'm ready to go. Okay, but they don't want it anymore. So I'm letting them come up with our new entrance music. Now, 2 years ago, before I went through my medical stuff, that wasn't going to happen, and I think they know that. And hopefully, I've always loved my players, and I've always been tough on them. But I think with this group, to include the seniors, they see a difference in me, that I'm more willing to listen, and I appreciate that. And they do come to me, and they do say, hey, can we try this? And I don't shut them down because they're out there making the plays. And instead of saying, we need to do this, how can I help you get to that? And that's been a big, big reason why I think these guys have come together. Because they know that if they do have an opinion or they do have a thought, they can come to me and they can talk amongst themselves. And I do have leaders who will come talk to me. This guy lives with me. He's my son, Wyatt. Okay, so he don't come to me with anything. Yeah, he barely talks to me. He talks to his mother. All right, but this guy and this guy, they come to me with stuff constantly, and I appreciate that. You also talk to Mags. He does the same thing. So we've built that trust amongst ourselves that I probably haven't had in the past. And I think that's why they've come together, and I think that's why we're going to be a really good football team.
So we only have like 2 more minutes with this group right here because I want to bring you 2 more players I know we want to bring in and another coach. Is that right? Okay. So what I wanted to do you guys want to announce the new entrance music, like on our show?
Oh, yeah. Right. It's already been shot down.
I'll get him to go with it, but... So, like, we want to do, like, this purge thing, but, like, just, like, the sirens at the end. And then we want to do this song. Like, we have this kid that goes to our school. Shout out to James, okay? He does this. He's really, like, he knows how to work really good with technology. So he's going to do, like, this mixtape and, like, kind of do a remix with another song going into it so we run out. So it's going to sound pretty cool, but...
And that's already been approved? It's been stamped?
It will be soon.
Tomorrow. Oh, so you get a preview of it, and then you can go ahead and sign off?
We have certain things that we have to do, I'm going to brag a little bit. So, and we sell out. I mean, whether we're 0-4 or 1-5, we pack the joint. It's going to be full. And so our standards are, we want to keep it clean, and they know that. The first song they brought me was clean, but there were certain things in there I had to have them take out. And I know they're going to do it. And tomorrow, fingers crossed, because we got a game on Friday, I get it approved.
Coach, let me go back to you real quick. When they said that it's more of a cohesiveness, the atmosphere is more of a together family than things than last year. What was it about last year that you had to overcome to get to this point this year?
I made some hires that and gave some guys some responsibilities, and once I took those back, the attitude of the team changed, the offense changed, and I don't want to criticize because I'll take the blame. It was me. It wasn't them. I made some bad decisions. I corrected those decisions, and I think the difference this year is they know exactly what they're getting. They know exactly what we are, and I think Isaiah said it best. It's a brotherhood with them. They want to be together. They want to win, and that starts with the boss. I mean, that starts with the head coach, and The decisions I made last year is why we went 0-4. I'll take full blame and credit for that, or lack of credit for that.
So should we do our fun questions? Because we only have like 10 minutes left.
I want to do one more question just because I got seniors up here.
Okay.
Academics. Okay, we're going to flip the coin. Okay, student athlete. To me, student comes before athlete, and in my day, that's how it was. It's not so much it is now. Sometimes the mentality, especially with the one and dones in basketball, and it's a stepping stone to get to the league and this and that. One blown out knee, one shoulder injury, and you're back to what am I going to do now? I know you're really, really intelligent. So, what are your academic goals going into college?
I love the look right here. This is amazing. I love that look right there. He's like,
so. My freshman year, I started off rough, but like as time went on, me and my dad like sat down, and even Coach Jeffries, me and Coach Jeffries had a long talk about it, and my academics had to go up. So my dad made a deal with me. He's like, if you bring me home these certain amount of grades, you'll get this a certain amount of money. So I was like, wow, I'll take that. So
money talks.
I just had to study more and stuff like that,
And basically what your dad was telling you is it holds true. Just like what I said, you can always fall back on your academics when your athletic career may or may not fail you, or you just run out of time. If you're going in the NFL, you got a 3 to 4 year shelf life. So academics to me is very, very important. And talking to you in the locker room a couple weeks back, you're a really intelligent guy, and I really respect what you've done with yourself academically.
So I do have a fun question for you guys before you take off here, and I'm gonna borrow this one from a couple weeks ago. Would you rather be a dragon or own a dragon?
I'd rather be a dragon. I could spit fire.
Like a spitfire. All right.
I say I could own the dragon because I'd be able to ride it and spit fire at whoever I want. So
Yeah, I'd own a dragon too. Like, why not? That'd be fun. To have one.
Why not?
Say to have one. That's cool. Yeah.
What kind of dog do you have? A dragon.
Dragon. I have a dragon.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more spirited than the Ironwood Ridge
Yeah,
guys.
I know, exactly. All right, thank you guys so much for joining
Thanks,
us. I know we
guys.
have a couple more players.
Good luck on Friday.
Good luck on Friday.
All right.
I'm like going over here. Alex, thank you very much. We have a couple more players and another coach that are going to be joining us right now. And again, thank you so much. If you missed any part of the show, we're going to rebroadcast on YouTube, and then this stays on Facebook. And Bill's going to now go over the Pueblo game that he was at and maybe preview the upcoming game.
Okay, so I was at Rincon High School Friday night with Serena Gutierrez and Mr. Brad Smith. We were at the Pueblo Rincon game. Pueblo is coached by Desert Swarm legend Brandon Sanders. If you guys follow the U of A, which I'm sure most of you do, you remember Brandon being on Coach Tomey's team. Coach Tomey was a guest 3 or 4 weeks ago with us. Pueblo came in, even though it was a road game for them, and just laid Rincon out. Rincon, I don't believe, got across the 50-yard line more than 3 times in the whole game. Being the first game, it was a little sloppy. Pueblo had a few turnovers. Rincon had a few turnovers. What I learned on this Pueblo game was everybody likes to go for 2. There's not much of a kicking point after and stuff. So Pueblo's quarterback is a beast. I mean, he ripped off a 75-yard run and a couple 40-plus yard runs. So,
quarterback,
yeah.
Wow.
He's an option quarterback. I mean, he's got an arm on him, but he's the real deal. He's a good kid. Coach Sanders was really pleased with his game effort, and he wants to translate that into his practice effort, according to
there you go.
the interview that I had.
Yeah, that
with
is
him
true that you had afterwards. So
we got our last couple players here and a coach.
So if you want to go ahead, pick up the microphone and just hold it at the very top, just not near the cord. Anywhere. There you go. Perfect.
And hold it close to your mouth.
Yes. Introduce yourself, what position you play on the field, and favorite flavor of ice cream.
I'm Jalen. I play running back and free safety. Favorite flavor of ice cream is coffee.
Oh, I did not see that coming.
What'd you say?
Coffee.
Coffee, nice. All right.
I would have accepted coffee or
Well,
rum raisin.
Caffeine, sure.
All right, if you want to pass it along to this gentleman right here.
My name is Brandon Walker. I play receiver and safety. My favorite flavor of ice cream is cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream, that's good.
So, Brandon, you and I talked about offense in the locker room a couple weeks back. You got glue for hands. You're going to be.
Don't say that.
I don't want to say this. I don't want to say the secret weapon, but I mean, you're going to be the difference probably in at least a few games this year with your with your receiving ability, with everybody stacking the box, and you're going to keep those safeties and corners honest, which I'm sure that that Coach Jeffries is really going to take advantage of. Talk to me a little bit about how you seal in the end when you do run a play, how you seal off that end.
Like in a run situation?
Yes.
It all depends on how the corner's playing me. If the corner's playing me like press or close to me, most of the time I'll run him off. But if he sees a play coming, I almost set like a screen like in basketball. I'll set a screen for him and put my butt towards the runner so he can find that alley. But if he's like 7 yards off, I wait for him to stop his shuffle or backpedal, and then it's called stock blocking. I just chop my feet and wait for him to come to me, and then turn my back so he at the alley.
All right. So what is your now when they do call a pass play? Obviously, the quarterback Alex is going to call the play, or coach is going to call the play. Would you rather go over the middle, or would you rather run a post, or would you rather run a fly?
That's a hard question.
We try to have hard questions now and then.
Yeah, this isn't a gimme situation.
That's right.
We ask the tough questions.
We'll ask the gas station questions later.
Yeah. Those ice cream questions are done now.
Yeah.
I feel that I would much rather run like a go route or like a comeback.
Okay.
I like those kind of routes.
All right.
So if we want to, Coach, if you want to introduce yourself here, we don't want to ignore you.
You're fine. It's about them anyways. Dave Ivey, I'm the offensive line coach.
Perfect.
So we had a couple O-linemen to begin with.
You guys are stout, and you guys are going to run it down people's throat.
We're fortunate this year. This is my 5th year with Coach Jeffries, and we're at that point where we finally cycled through our couple freshman classes, and this is the payoff now as a senior-led offensive line. And we're going to do good things this year. I'm real happy with the work we've put in and the dedication that these boys have shown, and it's going to pay off on Friday.
Talk to me about the summertime, the 2-a-days, maybe the off season. What was your plan? What were you trying to instill in your offensive line, knowing who you had and knowing that you really had a gifted bunch of young men?
Well, with these guys, like I said, we were fortunate. We got to cycle through that freshman class, so they've been in the program. And at this point with these guys, it's about the little techniques, the little things, polishing up what we already know. Because, we are who we are. Like you said, we're going to run it down your throat, and everybody knows that. So right now, it's just polishing. Because the kids know our offense, and we don't install too many things. And going into the year, we already had a good idea of what we were going to do, and I got to give these guys a lot of credit. They put in a lot of work over the summer without us, so they were already preparing for the season without any coach's supervision. It was all on them. So the success we have this year is all on their shoulders. It's because of them. It's because of the work they've put in. Because we had a group probably 10 strong out there, which for Arizona high school football, without any coaches, is you got to say something about that.
That's dedication.
And they worked. Saturday mornings. These kids were getting up, and they worked their tails off. So the payoff will come on Friday.
Definitely, Jalen. If you want to pick up the microphone here, what do you think of Coach Jeffries? This is a question from.
This is an audience question.
This is an audience question.
I love Coach Jeffries. I don't know what else to say.
I don't know what else to say.
That's a great answer.
So we had to ask because, like I said, we appreciate all the people that ask questions from the crowd. And a lot of we've heard a lot of "we're going to run it down your throat" type questions and everything. And as a running back, do you prefer to run north-south, or do you think you have a lot of lateral speed? Do you prefer to bring it out to the side?
North-south. Usually my speed can take me where I want to go. Like usually like sweep, hit the outside.
Okay. Do you just sometimes like to lower the shoulder and just really try and bulldoze someone before you can make another, or do you want to make a move first and try and make someone miss?
Make a move first.
Okay.
How's your straight arm?
Straight.
Needs some work.
Needs some work. All right. So
well, you got 10 games to make it better.
Watch a lot of Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
That guy's straight arm was insane. Although he had a lot of moves too.
Yes.
But I don't know. Some of his straight arms, good stuff. So
are most of your running out of that wing? Are most of your runs going to be between the tackles and or off tackle on that trap block, or are you ever going to go out in motion where they just do a quick pitch to the outside and you try to bust it out there?
Yeah, most of my runs are to the outside because I'm the tailback. So like usually the fullback runs down the middle. I'm usually the one that goes to the outside.
Now, just looking at your body type, I mean, obviously you can tell you're really fast. Do you run track as well?
Yes.
I figured.
What events do you run on track?
100, 200, and long jump.
And long, no 400? No hurdles?
No, he's just straight speed.
Straight speed.
He's just straight speed.
Because I figured the hurdles, you're used to jumping over people, that you just basically faked out of their shoes.
That's right.
So I know we only have 2 minutes, so if you want to go ahead, Bill, and get to whatever questions you
I just want to ask you one question because I really appreciate skilled players and especially running backs. Tell me about your second year that you just kick it in.
Usually when I get past the secondary, so like the linebackers, that's usually when I kick it in because I know that I'm usually free.
And how many times last year did you have an opportunity to take it to the house?
Probably 2 or 3 times just because I didn't start last year as running back.
It's a good feeling though, isn't it? Attaboy.
So did you have any others, or can we hit the fun questions on
fun
the way
questions?
out here?
Yeah, fun questions are on deck here.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I know, Monica. We're limited on time, and I understand. We would love to spend an hour with each of these players, but to catch them at the game, ask them the questions that you want to ask them. Find them on their own social media.
We're the commercial. They're the show.
Right.
So you watch us. We'll tell you about them, but you got to go out there to Vail and go to Empire High School and watch the show.
Okay. So the next question, Jalen. I'm supposed to ask you if your name is Monster.
Monster?
Yeah.
Yes. That's what my grandma used to call me.
That's what your grandma used to call me. We have a lot of grandparents watching right now.
That's the joy of Facebook.
I think they're feeding us a lot of these questions right now. Anyways, we only have about a minute left, so I want to ask, well, I think of a fun question to ask you guys. If you want to say hi to whoever you want to under the blue camera right there, you get a couple seconds to do that.
Say hi to my friends and family that are watching.
Say hi to my friends and then my mom.
Good old hi, Mom. You're like, no,
we're good. No girlfriends in this.
No, they learned the first time because if you say that, you're going to run.
Things they're going to run tomorrow. So.
Right. So I want to go with the fun. Oh, so here's my fun question that we have not asked anyone else here, so you can't prepare for this one. You're on a deserted island. You could bring 3 things with you, and people are included. 3 things. What do you bring?
Not including the dragon.
They can bring a dragon if they want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably bring my phone.
A phone, all right.
A pillow.
All right.
And some headphones.
Yeah.
Hopefully a lot of batteries.
Headphones can go with the phone. Yeah.
Can I bring a boat?
All right, that's the walk-off moment of the show right there. That's the walk-off.
Okay, Gilligan.
Just go ahead and drop the mic and walk off stage. So a boat, and then what else? It's like all I need is the boat, and I can leave.
Boat and the gas.
Boat and gas.
Boat, gas, and your cell phone. These kids are set.
And a satellite dish or something like that. And some GPS.
Sling TV.
So I want to thank you guys very much for being on the show. Thank you. Good luck to Empire football this season. Again, the game is at home this week against Coolidge.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. It sells out, so get there early to get your seats.
We're going to get there about 3:30.
Is it a red out?
Red out.
It is a red out. And do you guys sell those Punisher shirts?
We can probably get you some. Talk to Coach Stephen.
Because that's awesome. I mean, that Punisher shirt, that's legit right there.
So don't forget to sign the shirt, guys. We we do have a special relationship with Children's Hospital. Each and every guest that we have every week, we send kids a shirt signed by athletes around the Tucson area. So they love it. We love them, and obviously we are very happy to have you guys on Empire. The second time they've been on in their athletic program. AD Shannon Woolridge does a fantastic job out there. Not only with the softball girls, but just conducting the whole athletic program. So definitely want to give them a shout out, and we appreciate the Raven athletes.
Bill, who do we have next week, or do we have anyone lined up for next week?
Next week, I'm going to leave it a surprise, but we may have two of the biggest sports writers in Tucson.
Oh, nice. All right. I've been waiting
coming
for
to
the
the
show
show,
for a long
and
time, so.
be a perfect time to talk about the opening game for the U of A. And this will definitely be a fan interactive show, because when you bring these two guys on, you're bringing a really, really high quality journalism on our show, and we hope that they can make it. And I will let you guys know in the next couple days.
All right, we have one last question that just came through. I don't want to ignore that one. So Jalen, why did you not start at running back last year?
I didn't start running back because I was the backup for my brother.
Oh, who's your brother?
Over there, Derek Smith.
All right. Did he graduate?
Yes, he graduated.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Love to the brother right there. So he was backing up his brother. For those of you. So, anyways, thank you so much for joining us. We're back next week, more than likely in the Chris Lawler Nova Home Loan Studio. And again, thank you to the Empire football team. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to Andy for being here again as usual.
Go out and watch these guys play. This is a special group of kids. They're going to make some noise in the 3A South, and who knows? They may be on top at the end of the year. It wouldn't surprise me. So
exactly.
Go out, like Coach said. They pack it out. So get there early. Bring your snacks. Bring your water, and watch some really quality football in Vail, Arizona.
Exactly. A big slate of college, maybe high school football. Make sure to visit Empire. All the people that we've been tracking down here. And again, for Bill, I'm Sean. That was Andy. We will see you. Big round of applause for Empire football.
Empire football.
For Andy, Bill, I'm Sean. We will see you next week on 520 Sports Talk.